Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back.
Amanda, we have 3 questions that we're going to attempt to answer today.
Okay.
So, question number 1, and you can answer this one of 2 ways, how has your cancer diagnosis or the recurrence changed you?
The recurrence actually has made me more fearful this time around, uncertain. Really, these all sound pretty like negative, but yeah, I would say just this kind of like looming uncertainty is probably the vibe that I'm going for. How about you?
It feels kind of like you get the wind knocked out of you big time. We were very much the day before talking about how excited we were for the year ahead and plans we had, and you had finally gotten to a place where you felt comfortable making plans longer term. And it does feel like the uncertainty of it is much harder in that there's still uncertainty, I think, with a terminal diagnosis,
Yeah.
but not having any sort of concrete plans forward is tough. But that being said, I do feel once we get on the other side of it, there's going to be a lot of space for resolve. It's been really empowering reading stories of long-term survivors who have all had recurrences before.
Yeah.
And are doing well. Second question. What do you miss about life before cancer?
I miss like drinking and like having like champagne and like a light buzz. I miss um I just miss like not thinking that there's like something wrong. So um I miss kind of that like really lightheartedness that I felt like I had for so long, and um that feels like a lifetime ago, to be honest. Like I have like moments where it comes, it's pretty present, but then I feel, especially after this recurrence, this is kind of a tough spot, but like I do miss being, I mean, no one is telling me to go on a diet, but I chose like whole foods and ketogenic, and so I miss like macaroni and cheese and pasta and dessert. And it's a choice that I made, but I mean, it's still, yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of just little like day-to-day things that I don't think about. I kind of have to be like pretty calculated with my diet, and I used to be able to just like go to this restaurant or go do this thing. So I miss like the freedom of tons of choices. And now it feels like there's less choices as far as like that goes.
Yeah, less choices, maybe more clear, better ones.
Yeah.
And maybe.
What about you?
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, maybe going forward, if those are things you miss, we can allow some space where once every few months you just are able to enjoy some mac and cheese. Similar to you, I miss I call it sometimes the plot armor, the blissful ignorance that comes with life before something like this. I think also with that, I miss the problems that I used to have before this, because those problems, some of them would seem like such big deals, but then in the context of facing something like this, they really were not that big a deal. I miss having life where it was simple enough that I could have those problems, that I could be stressed by the things I'd be stressed about, or mad about the things I'd be mad about, or annoyed by the things or the people that I'd be annoyed about. You really, when you have a life experience like this, it sometimes takes an experience like this to teach you or to remind you that many of the problems, the day-to-day problems we have in life, are blessings. They are only problems because everything else is so good.
Mm-hmm.
We can worry about where we're going to go out to eat, or people not following up or not returning phone calls, when we don't have to worry about making it to doctor's appointments and chemotherapy and radiation. So that would be one for me, or two or three, or however many there were in that answer.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Where do you look for, or what do you do for joy?
This is another tough one, which I am working on this with my therapist. I did a pretty darn good job before my recurrence of like the little moments of joy, or like the moments of joy with the cats, like with Finn and Olivia, and now Coconut, and Minnie. So like the joy is still there, but it's very buried right now, and that is like something that I'm trying to get back to. But joy when like someone text messages me and it just makes me so happy, and then I think I'm really good about slipping back into like, oh, I need to figure this out or figure that out. And I do feel like by the end of this week we're gonna have almost everything figured out, so maybe the joy is gonna come back more. But I'm definitely working on it. The hummingbirds and coffee in the morning makes me, that definitely brings me joy. I think it's kind of funny because I've been told to journal,
Mm-hmm.
and journaling is just now making me like angry.
Sometimes you have to go
and
through
frustrated, and so I'm like, oh no, like here I am just trying to do like a very positive thing, and I'm just like cursing every other word, and I'm like, oh man, I need to like probably burn this journal at some point.
Sometimes you got to empty out the other stuff so you can make space for what you want to allow in.
Yeah.
So I think journaling anger and frustration out of you is a great release, and will probably make space for a little bit more joy.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
When, I don't know if you remember this because you were a little out of it, but after the second surgery, when I was in there with you, and when I first got to you, and you were definitely very scared, you're sad. I think the gravity of everything was kind of hitting you, and it was a much different.
Where was that?
In the, they had wheeled you back into the prep room because there was no other place to put you. And
is that where I came out of anesthesia? That area?
I don't know if that's where you came out of anesthesia, but it was in the same area that they had taken you in the morning for your surgery. But there's a moment when I was kneeling on the floor and I was looking at you and I said, this is enough for me. Like if this was all that was in life going forward, not just being in the hospital, but just just like us being present in each other's lives, I was saying it was enough. And life with you, life with the cats, which is true. Like I really realize this whole journey has given me permission to really simplify life and really hone in on who and what truly matters most. It doesn't mean I still do not have goals and ambitions and stuff. I love the work I do, and I miss being able to do it at the scale I was before. And it's interesting, like going through this with you, I think has made some of the conversations I'm having with clients as of lately, or some of the speaking opportunities I've pursued, more impactful in a way they wouldn't have been otherwise, just because there's such a, I'm so on the pulse of that line of what truly matters most. We're living through it. But what I really mean in that moment is just how, blissfully happy that I can be if I allow myself to be with the simplicity of our life. So something I've been doing every day is when I'm in the other room and I can hear you laughing, I really just, I stop what I'm doing and I sit there and allow myself to just enjoy your laughter.
It's a good laugh.
But it is a great laugh. But, really appreciate it, because there's these little nuanced things that are, when I hear you on the phone with somebody and you're so kind and caring to them, and I appreciate those things so much more. And so I try to allow myself to experience joy in some of the little daily things that we often take for granted. I've heard you laugh 1,000 times, but how many of those 1,000 times have I actually stopped to really appreciate it in the moment, or hear you say kind things to other people and stop to appreciate it in the moment, or when you bring the cats their little treats in the morning, you're really just stopping to be present and observing it. And I think what I keep saying here as I'm talking about joy is joy and presence are so interconnected. I think more joy is accessible the more present we allow ourselves to become.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a really tricky and challenging thing to do when you're going through the uncertainty of a terminal diagnosis, not to mention the uncertainty of, well, there's no clear plan forward yet. But I consistently find the more present I am and the more I hone in on simple little things, the more joy I allow myself to feel.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Anything else for this one?
I think that is all.
Right. We wanted to switch it up and not just have one that's always about treatment. We will have a treatment update for you, like Amanda said. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have a pretty good plan in place going forward. Just as a really quick aside, Amanda's leading pretty strongly towards pursuing immunotherapy outside of the country. It's going to be something that we are definitely going to have to fundraise for, and we hope that you'll be comfortable in helping support that, whether it's donating it to if you feel called to, or sharing a GoFundMe. We'll probably launch a new one specifically with that, just so everything can kind of be line item and itemized with it, sharing it out and just telling people who you invite to donate to it how, if anything, you've gotten from following this journey with us. But we will 100% need your help to make it happen. That is all for today. As always, we love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being here with us, and we'd love to hear from you. What brings you joy?
Yes.
What, maybe if you've been following this journey for a while, how has it changed you or impacted you? And what was the other question I asked? Joy, journey.
What's changed?
Yeah, well, that's the word. What's changed? Whatever the other question was, we'd love to hear it. All right, everybody, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.